Hello, hello, hello. Hold on a second. Let me get to video. Oh boy. Okay. Hold on. I've got something. So there we go. Let's do that. So, hi everybody. How are you? I'm going to address a couple of things right off the bat here. I've been bombarded with comments from my morning video. And a lot of it, I took some notes, a lot of lies, okay? A lot of things. I don't hate anyone, okay? Don't do what you do to victims and try to say all the things that I'm doing based on your own perceptions, because I thought we're talking about facts. I don't hate anyone. I didn't say the things that you said that I said in your description, or that I'm trying to do all this stuff to you. That's a lot of projection, huh? But that's not me. Hey, Holly Gully. So I will just preface this and say that today you doubled down, right? You said that you saw the subtle abuse and the not so subtle abuse that Shanann did to her girls. Correct? Correct. You said it. You can go pull up your video. You also said that she did not have lupus, and you said you knew that Celeste did not have tree nut allergy. Why? Why are you even doing this, is what I want to know. You said you didn't want to get into anything, but you couldn't let what I said about your videos go without a defense. So you have to defend yourself. But you can look at video clips of a woman you didn't even know, make a diagnosis, okay, that no, her daughter didn't have a tree nut allergy, no, she didn't have lupus, and that she abused her girls. And it's okay that she can't defend herself, right? That's okay. Do you see the craziness in that? The irony, the hypocrisy in that? Do you see that? I don't know. I doubt you do. Don't put words in my mouth. I don't hate anyone. I'm speaking about facts now. And you're not speaking about facts. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, and that Sandra is okay with what you're doing? Really? Why don't you check out the comments here? Why are you lying about something like that? You said that today, that Sandra's okay with what you're doing. Okay. You need to check yourself. That's it. That's it. People can see now for themselves what you're doing. That's all. Onward now to some other cases. Sebastian Rogers, Madeline Soto, Chad Daybell. I have to catch up on all of them since I've been away. Hi to Scooter. Hi Dina. I love your hair. It is so because. Thank you, Dina. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, and Sandy did it. She said she had to cut it short because it had been damaged so much. So, but people like it a lot. Hi, Ruff. So, good. Oh, thank you, Holly. And who's that? Danny or Dion? Okay, so right now we're going to kind of see what's going on with everything that's in. Look at this bruise I have these bruises all over. Look at my arms again. I thought I made it out without bruises. I have bruises. I think that was mostly from like unloading now. Hello, Ruff. Fine, don't say hello to me. Okay, so where was I? We're going to take a look at what's going on. I don't know who's been keeping up with the Chad Daybell trial. Obviously, we haven't. Here, we've been on vacation. I just can't even believe that I got home yesterday. I feel, in some respect, that I've been home a while, and other respects, I feel like I'm still on vacation somewhere. My mind is, I don't know. Let's see what's going on in this Chad Daybell trial, because now they're saying that Chad Daybell, there's a charge for murder of Lori Vallow's son, J.J. Vallow, could be thrown out. They're saying that's the thing. Now, let me see here. So, let's see what happened. Okay. So there was Doug Hart, who had retired from the FBI, was testifying at the beginning of today. Currently works for the Canyon County Sheriff's Office. When he was with the FBI, he was brought in to help with the search for J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. There were other agents that became involved in the investigation, but Hart previously worked on Native American reservations and identified clandestine grave sites. He helped process and exhume grave sites. And he was present when JJ and Tylee were found. Let's see. And Lindsay Blake is doing the direct. She showed a photo, and Hart described it as JJ's burial site, and said that there is consistent shrubbery plant growth, but in the middle of the photo, there's a rectangular area that is a different color and length. Lindsay Blake showed more photos of the ground above where JJ was found. Investigators used probing sticks on the property, and the first layer of sod in this area was removed, and that's when they uncovered 4 rocks lined up in a row, and under the rocks they found wooden planks, and beneath those wooden planks was JJ's body. On the night of June 9th, Hart and another agent went to speak to Chad's children. They explained they wanted to talk to them about some things and asked if the kids would meet with them. Initially, the kids said yes, they would, but the next day they said they wouldn't meet after they spoke to their dad. Okay. Hart spent over 100 hours reviewing the Lolly Time and Lori for Style iCloud accounts, both that belong to Lori Vallow Daybell. He said, and I quote, "It's a tremendous amount of information, tens of thousands of text messages, multimedia messages, voicemails, thousands upon thousands of photographs, videos, emails, everything you would find on a modern smartphone." An evidentiary ruling the court needed to take up outside the presence of the juror caused the jurors to be excused. Lindsay Blake said the exhibit is part of the iCloud accounts that has already been admitted by stipulation. John Pryor is aware, but worries that the contents may have been altered. Judge Boyce says he's going to allow the exhibit, but John Pryor can object if he has a problem during the presentation. The jurors came back in. The first slide shows a text message from Lori to Alex on March 20th, 2019, saying, "I'm finding out some great stuff about you. I'm going to do some sealings. Can't wait to share all the things I learned about you. Wow, you're going to like it." It explains a lot. And Alex's response, "Okay, hurry up, please." To which Lori's response is, "Going to check everything with my source tonight to make sure I got it all right, but it's really good. We can talk about it tomorrow, hopefully." Hart noticed that Lori had to check everything with her source. The next slide shows Chad to Lori on July 18th saying, I have been instructed to focus my efforts on Hillary, so I will. Lori says, okay, find out her percentage from me and JJ's. Chad to Lori, she is at a 0.13. I turned up the pain to 10 and placed a spiritual virus in her. He is at 99.99. Raphael visited him and told him to follow Amy into the light. I also assured him that James would love and take care of his mommy, which he will do with all his heart and soul. Lori says, that is sweet. I miss you desperately. Hillary was a reference to Tylee. Raphael was a name for himself. Hart could never determine who Amy was. He noticed that Chad said he was instructed to focus his efforts on Tylee Ryan. Lori asked Chad to find out the death percentage of Tylee and JJ. Hart says this is the first in a series of texts between Lori and Chad where they discuss the death percentages of Tylee and JJ and Tammy. Hart says this is the first time in messages that he saw references to death percentages, but there are several that follow in the next 3 weeks. Later on, there are conversations regarding Tammy. That same day, Chad texts Lori, you are so adorable, beautiful, wonderful, heavenly, luscious, and angelic. Really? So many divine attributes rolled into one dynamic, desirable package. I want you even more desperately than you want me. Chad to Lori, just grab me by the storm and I will follow you to the ends of the universe. Lori says, when might that be? Chad says Wednesday evening and then repeatedly and gloriously until Friday. Blake asks what the storm is in reference to, and Hart says that's Chad Daybell's penis. It's not even the storm. Just grab me by the storm, and I will follow you to the ends of the universe. Okay. Tammy Daybell was still alive during this time. The next slide showed the messages that continue from Lori to Chad. And then what? Back to crying and saying goodbye, back to the box. Chad says, the trip to Utah had a lot of finality to it. I was told extreme changes are coming for me and to Utah. I welcome them both. Excuse me. Hart says Lori repeatedly went to Chad for guidance and answers. These messages were 1 week following Charles Vallow's death. Blake asked Hart what Chad meant by extreme changes in the text message. Within 3 months of this date, Tylee, JJ, and Tammy were all dead. On July 20th, Lori texted Chad, what's Blake's percentage? He drew 3 crosses on the wall in his bedroom. We just finished painting over them like he was making it for the dark side to find him. Chad responds, Blake is at a 7. I took my sword of light and sliced his aura vertically in 3 places. You should be able now to rip and burn it. I also decreased his pain tolerance to 1% and greatly increased his pain. His desire to depart is at 80%. Blake was 3 to 4 years old at the time and is Melanie Boudreau's son. She is Lori's niece and now is Melanie Pawlowski. 9:20, there is a conversation about a child, Hart noted, and Chad talked about greatly increasing his pain. The other message referred to Chad turning up Tylee's pain. The next slide is from July 23rd, Lori to Chad. Good morning, missing you. Didn't sleep much. Need you to check JJ. Weird stuff happened in the middle of the night. It's like they distracted us with Blake. When you get home, check Tylee. She is being super sweet and helpful. And she cleaned her room. See if she got switched. Totally not her. Chad says, yes, she was switched. Please let me know when you can talk and I will explain it. There was an 11-hour gap of time between Lori asking Chad to check JJ and her asking him to check on Tylee. Chad then responds 2 hours later. Chad Daybell is the one who will explain to Lori. Lori is making inquiries to Chad, and Chad tells her, I will explain it. Chad texted Lori, how are things at home on July 26th? Lori responds, she's fine. Need you to check JJ. She said he was calm and he watched movies all day, which he would never do. Missing you. Most of these messages have lips, kiss, fire emojis. Fire emergency emojis. The next slide shows text from the same day. Chad to Lori, missing you too. It is still JJ. I'm told she is lying about him being calm and watching movies. Lori says, Mel knew. She called me. She felt the real Brighton last night and knew she was different. She was told I didn't want to tell her. She is taking well and knowing it is part of the big plan. She is amazing, although I'm still pretty upset over it. I love you. Trying to hang in there. Missing your kisses. Brighton is another one of Melanie Boudreau's son. Mel refers to Melanie. The next slide is from July 29th. I am so hot. Oh. Jimmy had the heat on so high. It was ridiculous. Gosh. Okay. Do you want me to cause pain yet to those two? This is Chad. To those two you're riding with. Lori says, probably hold off on them till we arrive. They will be a mistake to deal with, but I'll text you if they start acting up and we can zap them. Miserable, not a mistake, she says. Chad to Lori. Sounds good. Yes, if they are going to act up, we'll at least give them a reason to scream. These two sound insane, don't they? I love, cherish, treasure, and adore you. These wonderful memories just keep coming back. You are mesmerizing. Raphael is one lucky guy. Oh, gosh. The texts were sent as Lori and Melanie B. were traveling to California with their kids. The 2 3s are referring to 2 of the kids who were in the car with them. This would have been those other 2, Ruby and Jody Hildebrand, had they bought that property, had they been successful and bought that property, right? Okay. Chad wrote that he would give them a reason to scream, indicating that he could cause physical pain to the children. Chad sits stoic. He shows no reaction during the court. On July 30th, Chad texted Lori, I got the inspiration to go back to my original death percentages that helped us track Charles, Ned, etc. Tammy is very close. Her percentage has fallen steadily since Hippos left. It is encouraging. Lori says, what is the percentage now? What about JJ 2? Chad to Lori, Tammy's at a 3, JJ's at a 2. Both are being heavily shielded to stop intruders. Hart says this is the first time we see the full phrase death percentages and that they are Chad's. He says my original death percentages. The message from Chad to Lori shows he is the source of what is happening. Hart says, next slide is a text from Chad to Lori. Yes, we might need to release a little steam when we talk. Anyway, this is the chart that checks what percentage mortals are still in their body. It worked for my friend's wife who died, my neighbor, George Bush, Stan Lee, etc. I kind of forgot about it because we've been dealing with zombies and demonic entities, but this afternoon Tammy also said she felt lightheaded, as if her body and spirit weren't connected. Chad follows up 7 minutes later saying, I will update the list and figure out Brandon, Adam, and others. Okay, the next slide showed a picture of Chad standing by a picture of Jesus Christ hanging on the wall in an old LDS church. Okay, him standing by Jesus. Look at the bubbles. There is also a photo of Alex standing next to the same picture of Jesus Christ. Chad texted Lori the image with the caption, "Two exalted beings." Two exalted beings, right? That's right. So freaking hot in here. Okay. These photos are taken, the photos that were shown August 7th. Tammy Daybell was still alive. The next screen shows messages from August 7th that Lori sent to Chad saying, "I love you. Taking Braxy home now. I'll check on her. She is asleep. She put a bunch of holes in the walls and doors. Definitely had demons helping her, probably 1,000. Mel wants us to come up there tomorrow, but I said next Thursday to Sunday. What do you think? We are both so tired of taking care of demons." Wow. Wow, Melanie. "We are weary. Please ask the Lord to take them." Wow. Melanie's kids escaped. Let's see. On August 10th, Lori tells Chad, "Please check JJ. He just woke up saying crazy stuff, won't go back to sleep. He is talking to Blake. It's weird." Chad responds, "JJ is still JJ. I told his spirit recognizes Blake as evil and is unsettled by him." An hour later, Chad texts, "Hi, my love. How is JJ now?" Lori responds, "He's better. He was just talking nonsense for like 2 hours. I'm sure they were bugging him. Is he at a zero yet? I miss you." Oh, come on. Charles had been dead for a month when these messages were exchanged. He has been a big help in caring for JJ, Hart says. Chad responds to Lori, "Yes, he's at a zero. He probably was partly through the veil, talking to people, both light and dark." Lori responds, "Maybe he was talking to the real Blake." Chad says, "Yes, that was the real Blake." Blake is Melanie Boudreau's child. The text continues, Lori to Chad, "Do you think there is a perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children and we just have to wait for it to be carried out? I feel lost, like I should be doing something to help." Chad says, "There is a plan being orchestrated for the children. I was shown last night how it fit together, but it has just taken my mind, has been taken from my mind, of course." Blake asks where Tylee and JJ's remains were ultimately located, and Hart says on Chad Daybell's property. Lori texted Chad, "What should I be doing?" Chad says, "You are doing everything right, my love. The Lord told me she is right on track. He said to just keep revolving the celestial issues so that you are unencumbered and fully free. That actually feels good that JJ was talking to the real Blake, getting close. When I was sitting across from him eating bacon, I sensed he was barely attached to his body." Okay. The text continued. Chad says to Laura, "You are so incredible in many, many ways. Your mission has barely begun." Lori says to Chad, "As long as it ends with you, it's all good." Chad to Lori, "Yes, cheek to cheek." Lori to Chad, loin to loin. Cheek to cheek, loin to loin. Really? Oh, boy. Lori to Chad, "I wish I could be with you cheek to cheek." She means cheek. Chad to Lori, "It is very far away, my love. I seriously cannot stop crying. I was allowed to feel my own emotions. I will experience as you sing to them, and the love, admiration, and reverence I have for you is indescribable. Everything we do is going to be spectacular." Lori says, "I cannot wait. I have no patience. I want you now." Chad says, "I'm certainly your biggest fan. I love you." Lily, hold on, my sweet angel. We're so close to the finish line. Lori says, I'm trying. Chad says, we'll make it. Looks like we made it. Hart says the finish line was this plan that they had without Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Tylee. Blake continued to show slides with text messages. On September 3rd, Alex texted Lori, Wi-Fi is on, what you doing? Lori says, working on Z's. What did you decide on username and password? Alex said, network name is anti-lawman. PW is too many kids. Lori responds, funny. Tylee Ryan's last known sighting was a few days later on September 8th. Alex continues to Lori, and I can change it to whatever you want to change it. I am proud of you. No more Z's. Lori responds, we're trying to get to the bottom of what we need to do to eliminate them completely. I'm sure you will be told also. And Alex says, excellent. Hart says these texts help explain Alex's role in the relationship with Chad and Lori. Alex was not included in the messages regarding death percentages. In video section on the Lori for Style iCloud, the last known video of Tylee was taken September 8th of 2019 at 2:49. She is holding JJ while they stand next to Alex at the Yellowstone National Park. It was taken 5 days after the messages about eliminating zombies completely. The next slide is from Sydney Woodbury, the babysitter, to Lori on September 24th. Hi, Lola, are we still good for me coming today? Lori responds, hi, Sydney, I hope the wedding was good. So JJ's grandparents came in this weekend, and they took him for a few weeks to give me a break. Oh, boy. Took him for a few weeks to give me a break, so he won't be back until the end of October. Excuse me. I wish I had other work for you to do. You are such a darling girl. I understand if you need together, and she means to get another job. Lori sent another follow-up. Of course, I'm not sure when he will be back, but I'm going to do some traveling while he's gone, probably to see my friends in Hawaii, but I'll let you know for sure when we get back in Rexburg. You're great. Okay, the next one is from Chad to Lori on October 3rd. Good night, Angel. Lily, so excited to go on our date. Lori to Alex on October 4th. We are supposed to go on a real date tonight, but we are discussing it. Perhaps an evening at home would be better, so we are not out and about. I'll let you know, but you could come and sing with us after your shower. Chad to Lori on October 5th. Hello, sweet angel. Big news about Tammy. Please let me know if you are awake and can talk. I love you. This was during the time frame Chad encouraged Tammy to go to Utah to see her family. The next slide shows a text message from Chad to Lori on October 5th. The short version is that she has been switched. Oh my gosh, I can't. Whew. Well, I got that book from Holly, and I have it on my laptop, Gift of the Sea, and we're going to continue that. But, I don't know why I am so hot. I know Jimmy had the heat high, but my gosh, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Okay. See what else? Sam is much like Brandon. She has been my biggest enemy over the years. She refuses to read my books and threw the biggest fit when we moved to Idaho. She has only visited us when the kids got married and always fled Idaho within hours like she was being burned. She is definitely comparable to Brandon and Summer. Not really sure of the timing for removal, but once her actions verify the differences, I don't want to wait. 5 days later, the first attempt on Tammy's Daybell's life happened in her driveway. That's with the paintball gun, right? let's see. Not fun without you. Can you call me? Another from Lori to Chad. How are you doing? It to the question. Chad responds, I'm hanging in there. My parents are staying here and we are still getting visitors, but I will call you very soon. Next slide is the day after Tammy died. Chad to Lori, percentage in body, whole sore 24, cola 11, grissone 14. Chad to Lori, great job on lowering them. I love talking with you. It is baby night, so come get me later. Chad to Lori, missing you so much. I can feel you in bed with me though. Can you truly wait? Can you truly hold? Can't wait to truly hold you tightly every day and night. Lori to Chad, I'm missing you more. I need you desperately. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. Next slide is a text from Lori to Chad on October 20th. I need you to hold me tight. That would be great. What about the idea? Are you coming here Thursday or Friday, or do you want me to come home? Chad says the apartment is haunted and we can't clear the place, so they're going to move away, and I have the perfect place for them. I need to be here to get sorting the financial stuff, and I truly need your help, so please come home Thursday so we can spend the night together, and then as soon as I have things under control, we can return. I seriously want you to look for a condo for us while you are there that we could return to at the first of the month. Okay. Hold on one sec. To get a glass of water. I'll be right there. Put that graphic on and then I'll get right back to what I need to do. It's right off the bat here. Hold on. Okay. Hi, Native Libra. How are you? Hi, Taco. You were chatting with yourself, Native Libra? I'm sorry, I was just working on this. Okay. Ruffles didn't say hi to me, Ruffles. I'm just joking. I'm sure you did. Okay, let me go get some ice water. Hi, Sally. All right, so we'll talk about these lovely text messages while they're killing off their families and talking about, oh shoot, grabbing him, excuse me. Oh my goodness, grabbing him by the storm. Yeah, right. What just happened over here? Okay. Oh my goodness. I am so freaking hot. What did you do with my straws? I am so hot. Oh my gosh. Let me just see what the temperature is in here. Like 76 degrees, 77 degrees in here. Okay. Don't know why he had the heat on. All right. Let's go on this. Okay. They are both Nutcases. Right, Christine, I agree. All right, let's get back to this craziness. All right, so the next slide is from Chad to Lori. I want to get going full steam on the Lily workout plan. Tighten the abs, get a full body tan, grow my hair out. This could be really good for both of us. Now listen to that one, okay? Chad, let's look at Chatty. He was going to go full steam on the Lily workout plan. Tighten his abs, get a full body tan, and grow his hair out. Oh, wow, Chad, that's great. This could be really great for both of us, right? Lori says, I love that plan. It's not soon enough, though. This is torture. Maybe you need to clear my mind so I can't remember how much I love you. Chad says, I will try, but it feels like Raphael and Lily are together about 100%. Not sure it will ever be lower again. The next text is from Lori to Chad on October 20th. It says, that's true. I do feel you. I feel lovesick. I don't want to eat. I just want you. It's so consuming. And Chad says, I know exactly how you feel. I'm feeling sad, but it isn't for the reason everyone thinks. That you lost your wife? That you killed your wife? Huh? Blake asks Hart if Alex would do what Chad asked. Hart says yes. Tammy Daybell did not know Alex. The only connection was Chad. The next slide shows text from Lori to Chad from October 23rd, 2019. She says, I had a bad dream about Al. Make sure he is still him and protect him. He would be the one they used to get us both. All this a long time is not good for him. Chad said, I will try to reach out to him later today. About 20 minutes later, Chad writes, I just cleared all of Al's weapons, curses and cords, and filled him with a malachite healing balm. I also put angels around him. Wow. Blake has nothing further. Now John Pryor is going to cross-examine this witness. Let's see. John Pryor asks if the FBI ever uses a medium to try and locate children. Okay, they said the FBI does not employ mediums. Pryor asks about a person named Allison Dubois. Hart says she's a spiritual medium, but he doesn't know what specific abilities she has. Pryor asks if the medium has ever been utilized to get information about missing children. Hart says he's never spoken with Allison and has never requested her services. Many times these people come forward offering their services and offering what they claim to have seen. Okay. Pryor asks Hart if Chad having spiritual gifts is unusual. Hart says he doesn't believe it's common. Pryor asks about a breakup between Lori and Chad. He moves to admit an exhibit containing 4 text messages between Lori and Chad from October 11th, 2019. Pryor shows a text from from Chad to Lori on August 11th of 2019. No, but the next 2 days will be torture. Thankfully, I will be alone more of Wednesday and beyond. Lori says, is that what he wants, for me to sit around waiting for you endlessly and you miserably wasting time? It just doesn't feel right. Chad to Lori, I agree, it feels so drawn out. John Pryor asks if this is an example of Lori's manipulating, and Hart says absolutely, they both manipulated each other. Okay. Chad sends a text to Lori saying, I'm just so frustrated. I'm sorry, honey. Lori says, you can't just keep tearing my heart out. I just really can't take it anymore. I'm sorry. Chad says, it is tearing both of our hearts out. Please look beyond the next 2 days. Lori says, what about the past 2 days? I didn't even get to talk to you on your birthday. I'm clearly not a priority. I just don't want to. So sad to be so sad all the time and so heartbroken. Wow. Baby much? Lori to Chad, if you really loved me, you wouldn't want that either. Chad says, I could have talked, but the girls were there. I truly love you with all my heart. Lori says, you should give all your love and your attention to your wife and family. I'm just a distraction. Go have fun with your family. I really do want you to. I just can't be in the way anymore. If things change, then we can talk. But we have nothing until things change anyway. Pryor suggests this is an example of Lori trying to manipulate Chad. Hart agrees, and Pryor has nothing further. A redirect now from Lindsay Blake. Let's see. She shows a slide showing the text where Chad indicates a plan is being orchestrated. Blake asks where Tammy's body was located. In her bed, she asks where JJ's body and Tylee's body were on the pasture of Chad Daybell's property. Blake has nothing further. Okay. Blake says the state has no further witnesses. And Boyce asks if the state is resting. They have a sidebar. Oh my gosh, the state is finally resting. Blake says the state rests its case. Boyce says that they'll take a break and the defense motion will be heard in 30 minutes. Back in the courtroom, John Pryor now arguing for a directed verdict. A ruling from the judge after determining that there is no legally sufficient evidentiary basis for a reasonable jury to reach a different conclusion. Pryor says there's no indication that Chad was present in the murders of JJ or Tylee. Pryor says in regards to the conspiracy charges, there's no indication that Chad was involved. For the fraud charge, Pryor says the only testimony he heard was the insurance was raised. At this point, I don't think the state has met its burden regarding the fraud, all the conspiracy charges, and they have not met their burden of proof in the murders. Oh my gosh. Okay, then Ingrid Beatty argues that the jury should determine the weight of the evidence. She lists out the charges and says the state has presented evidence on all aspects of the charges. John Pryor says that there is no indication that Chad... Oh, no, excuse me, we already got on that. Hold on a minute. More over here. Beatty says that there is ample evidence of the murders of Tylee and JJ because the bodies were found on Chad's property. Beatty mentions that Chad told numerous people in his life that Tammy was going to die. Chad sent texts to his mistress that he felt trapped. Lori was shopping for wedding rings before Tammy died. Chad told conflicting stories about Tammy and how she died. At her funeral, Chad says he had miraculously asked Tammy for all the financial passwords just days before her death. That was a miracle, huh? Judge Boyce is prepared to make a ruling, but says he has an issue with part of the indictment. The indictment was amended on February 20th, 2024, and says J.J. Vallow was killed September 8th, 2019. Judge Boyce says J.J. Vallow was clearly alive on those days. Okay. Let's see. Judge Boyce says the language varies on the indictment. from on or between on the J.J. Vallow murder. He says on or between September 8th and 9th. Prosecutors asked to come back on Monday morning and argue. Pryor says the state has plenty of time to change the indictment and that they have already amended it. He doesn't think they should be able to amend it any further. Boyce said there is a filed amended indictment that has the wrong dates for J.J. Vallow's death. He's giving the state 2 hours to prepare their argument. Okay, so then the date is wrong on the count 4 of the indictment. First degree murder for J.J. Vallow. The death dates are for Tylee Ryan. J.J. Vallow died September 22nd to the 23rd, according to the prosecutors. Larry Woodcock is outside the courtroom crying. Many others are too. Wondering what happens now. Oh boy, so they want to throw out that based on the technicality. Come on. Okay. So it says here the defendant tried that on it between. Okay, they have the dates wrong. Let's see. So I'll look at the original indictment and the amended indictment. The first one was filed in 2021. The second one was filed in 2024. Judge Stephen Boyce is on the bench. John Pryor is seated next to Chad Daybell. Prosecutors are at their table. Judge Boyce has prepared a ruling on everything except count 4, first degree murder for J.J. Vallow. Okay. Judge Stephen Boyce says on count 1, the state has presented significant evidence so far. On Boyce says this is presented significant evidence on Pryor's. The motion is denied. The motion, it doesn't matter, is denied. Okay. Now, we have, on count 3, Boyce says the state has presented significant evidence, so John Pryor's motion for acquittal is denied. On count 5, Judge Boyce says the state has presented significant evidence, so Pryor's motion for acquittal is denied. Boyce says the state has presented significant evidence, so Pryor's motion for acquittal is denied. I said that already. On final count, Boyce says the state has presented significant evidence, so Pryor's motion for acquittal is denied. Okay. Ingrid Beatty will argue for count 4. She says the state has 3 options. 1, because count 4 did not fall within the scope of the court's December 8th, 2023 order to amend, the court can simply correct it so it conforms with what 4 should be. Second, the court should accept that there is a variance and instruct the jury that there is a variance. Beatty said the court could also add the jury to jury instruction. Third, the court could reopen the case to allow the state to correct the indictment and formally amend it. Let me get you another shirt. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I'm delirious. I'm sorry. Let me get you another shirt. What the heck? I was just dreaming about something. All right, now let's see. Oh my gosh. This is reminding me of the Seavers thing where I was falling asleep during the... Okay. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry. So Beatty argues her first option. She says the state made a motion to amend the indictment in November 2023 in 3 ways. Okay, and then let's see. Let's get cut to the chase on this because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to just stay up. So Judge Stephen Boyce asked Beatty to clarify about how the issue happened. It was when the amendments were approved on the other counts and the date on the count got somehow changed. She said it was a clerical error. Pryor says the jurors were read this indictment. It was published and the mistake hasn't been caught until now. Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. They should not be allowed to change it. Boyce said he needs to take a recess before he rules. Okay, back in the courtroom, attorneys are at the tables, Judge Boyce is on the bench. Boyce says he's ready to rule. Boyce says he's considered the arguments of the state and the defense. He notes that the initial indictment has the right date for 2.5 years. In November, let's see, the state asked to amend the indictment, verbiage in counts 1, 3, and 5. Boyce issued an order on the defense 8 granting permission to amend the indictment. Court 4 was not one of the changes that was approved. The amended indictment was filed and had an alteration. Okay. State argued it's a critical error. Boyce says, looking at the history, the court did not authorize any amendment to count 4. Count 4 should not have been amended. The dates put into count 4 mirror the dates of count 2, which is alleged murder of Tylee Ryan. Looking at the history, the court does believe it was a clerical error that led to the change of those dates. Boyce said the defendant was on notice for several years that the allegation of JJ's murder occurred between September 28th to September 23rd, and Boyce says the evidence all pointed to those dates of September 22nd to 23rd, and the same allegation was made in Lori Vallow's case last year. The defense was aware of that at that time. There's certainly no surprise when it comes to the defense knowing the dates that have been alleged are the 22nd through the 23rd. Boyce finds there has been sufficient evidence in the elements alleged in count 4. He denies the motion for acquittal. As for the dates, because the count is 4 was changed without permission, he finds it was an inadvertent mistake. While these jurors have already heard the information contained in the amended indictment, the court believes that jurors can be something with family and properly instructed. Okay, so Boyce says he has raised the issue, not the defense. Boyce says he needs additional time to know exactly how to fix the problem, but he denies Pryor's request to dismiss the charge, but will be in recess until Monday morning. Okay, so that's that. And now I really feel like I'm falling asleep. So let's see. Hold on, I have to open the door for a minute. I don't know what the heck is going on with me. I am dying. It's nice and cold outside. I think I'll just do the live outside here. It feels great. Oh my gosh. That feels so good. All right, hold on. I'm just going to leave that open for a minute. Let me put the screen on. Wow. Okay. It's too freaking hot in here. I don't know what's up with Jimmy. He's said he might have fevers. I like. I don't. That said the other day. I don't know. Maybe he has one now, and that's why he put the heat so freaking high. I feel like I'm really gonna just pass the freak out. Okay. Let me being in a sauna. Okay. All right. Let's. Okay, Karen Reed rolls her eyes during witness testimony. Karen Reed, I can't even get into Karen Reed right now. Oklahoma man arrested. They have that Shanna Gardner. She put good luck on the check she wrote to the hitman. Shanna Gardner, the former wife of the Microsoft executive Jared Bridegan, allegedly wrote good luck on a check to a hitman she's accused of hiring to kill him in 2022. A witness testified during a bond hearing on Wednesday. Witnesses testified Wednesday in the Daybell County courtroom to determine whether Gardner should receive bond. She stands accused of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, solicitation to commit a capital felony, and child endangerment. So I'm going to just go back to the chat for a second. Okay, let's see. Cat with a meow. Hi. Wow, what do we got here? Who writes a hitman a check? Yeah, right. Right, Windhammer. Yeah. Who writes a check? Isn't that crazy? Okay, and then I don't know. They're saying Madeline Soto, her stepfather, has some stuff coming up, and I was going to talk about Sebastian Rogers. Apparently, the stepfather was on a podcast and cursed the person out. And I'm so hot. Okay, let me just talk amongst yourself for a minute, okay? I just have to hold on. I just want to see if I'm going to be okay here. Hang on a minute. Right there, I'm just trying to put my head to see if I did. Yeah, the heat blasting in this room. Oh my gosh! You've got to be kidding me! I've got to be kidding me! have to go lay down. I don't feel okay. I feel like really, 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 really hot and like I'm like just passing out. I've been up since 6 something. I took a, I don't know how long, a 2-mile walk. Emptied my car a little more with shells and stuff. But I just feel really like I'm passing out, and if I die, then I won't be around. So, let me just put on a cold cloth. Yeah, I'm gonna try that right now. Hold on. I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm gonna put a cold cloth around my neck. I don't know what is going on. I know he's got the heat in here like crazy. Let me just put this on. Okay, that feels a little better around my neck. Wow. I don't know what he did here. He's like not dealing with it. Either he really has like a fever or something. I don't know what the heck. And he can't tell the temperature. Hold on, I'm just watering some plants here. They're probably, gotta get to my other ones tomorrow. Can't believe how so anyway, that's Chat Daybell. I guess they'll be back in session on Monday. But like everybody's saying, oh, they're going to throw out, they're going to throw out JJ's. Charge for JJ, but I don't think so. Okay, now. Let me see. Let me get something on my. This feels better on my neck. Let me just put some colder water, like a little bit more. Okay, that feels much better. Wow. Okay, that's good. That feels good. Who's the guy on the screen? That's Jared Britigan. That's the Microsoft executive that was killed in the ambush. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's see if I can take care of Madeline Soto and do my... So I don't want any clickbait, right? Okay. So let me... do this with Sterns. Is it over here? Let me get you a picture here so we know we're changing gears. I feel much better with that around my neck. Thank you, Holly, for reminding me to do that. I was going to do that before, and then I thought, oh, don't worry about it, but thank you. It's a world of difference. Wow. You must be used to it with the Arizona heat, right? Okay. Very good. All right. So Madeline Soto, right? So there's newly released discovery documents that show how law enforcement officers came to arrest Stefan Sterns as part of the investigation into the disappearance and then the death of Madeline Soto, 13 years old, in February. The state's attorney's office on Thursday released several redacted reports as well as new audio from an interview detectives conducted with Sterns on February 27th. And that's the day the Orange County Sheriff detectives began their investigation. Sterns is charged with first-degree murder and Madeline Soto's death. They don't give insight, these documents, to why he was charged with Madeline's death. It does show why he was arrested on charges of sexual battery and child P. According to a case supplemental report, a detective interviewed Sterns at the residence he shared with Madeline Soto and Madeline Soto's mother. Corresponding audio from the interview shows that he was asked exactly where he dropped Madeline off and where he went afterwards. Over the course of the conversation, detectives questioned some details, which appeared to lead to Sterns changing his story. Okay, so let's see. Let's listen to this. This is his interview. We're going to listen to this. It's audio. Let's see.
Case number 24-11313. Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 19:16 hours. We're in Kissimmee speaking with Stefan Sterns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time, the timeline from like when you guys woke up and took her to school and all that.
So we woke up early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time.
I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, so if you can be kind of like specific about like times and stuff like that, okay?
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said, "You still want it?" Wasn't interested in the McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40ish, somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. We could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. And she said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to go find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is, so it's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that, but I found out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day. And I just continued on.
Okay. When you said you dropped her off like in the area, Kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street going towards the school, you've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there. It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, right here's good.
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the
Not
church?
in, it was outside one of the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there. Just like a tuck and roll, you know?
Okay, so like if I were to be on the road, where,
Flip the maps.
like, what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
I remember the overpass was up ahead. The sidewalk was on the right, row of trees. There was, I think, a median in the middle. And then there was another community maybe across from that before you get to the church. So it was like before the church.
So Town Loop Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah.
Is that the street that you?
Is this, which one?
So that's Town Loop Boulevard, right? That's
Town
the
Loop,
one
yes.
that
And where's the school located here?
the school's right here.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on the left in this case. Here's the
So you
overpass
you
I was
guys came from
talking
this side?
about. Yeah, we
Okay.
came from Town Loop, I think, which is Town Center. Yeah, so we made a right here and then pulled somewhere about.
So you came
where's-
from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
There
I
is
would
yeah,
assume so,
that's the
yeah.
church.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet. So we were pulled onto here and then we pulled maybe about halfway up here and I dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from there to the school?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not out of the ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She was wearing her hoodie. She likes the cold walks.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just a bit of the sidewalk there.
So did you merge into the sidewalk, or did you stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk there. Let her hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay, and when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. As long as it's close, you know.
So it was halfway between Town Loop and Town Center and the church?
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up and it was there.
The McDonald's that you guys were gonna stop at, did you pull into the plaza at any point?
No, she 86 the idea before we even got there.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-pooed the idea, didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Wasn't in the mood anymore.
At any point while you were driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay,
so we turned
where
right back around.
where did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school not the school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around and pulled back out. Did a U-turn there and went back to the McDonald's, and she still wasn't having it, and that's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same Town Loop or Town Center. It connects to the same road that the
That the school's on?
Yeah, so it's
Town
like a
Loop.
straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can kind of get a good visualization, Town Center, and where did you come from, Town Center?
Town Center, so where's the McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these, I'm sorry. So we
This
came,
is all Town Center.
so we came across on Town Loop, I believe. Is that the school is that the road that the school is on?
No, this is Town Center. So you
Okay.
said you were on Town Center, and then you made a right on Town Loop, which is
Yeah.
the one that takes you to the school,
Yes, correct.
right?
I think you passed it.
But what I'm saying is before Town Loop, or I'm sorry, for Town Center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry, I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school? What way do
I
you-
just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there and then follow
Oh my
that
gosh,
around and
oh my
that
gosh, okay.
goes straight into the road that the
I'd
school
go
is
to
on.
jail if I could. Stop it.
Just use the landmarks.
Yeah,
and
Taco.
I don't.
Hey, Sandra M. How are you?
Street names.
Good to see you.
Is that
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's, you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's? So that's John Young Parkway, you're going north
left
on
at
John Young?
McDonald's and then go around and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's,
I believe that's the correct road.
yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there, but you told me you came from Town Center and Town Loop.
So they're
I'm sorry,
asking him a lot
I
of
don't know the
questions,
street
and his
names.
story obviously is not adding up.
Okay.
2 and 2 is not 4.
sorry.
So,
I'm doing my
no,
best.
that's okay. So now that we know that you came from John Young Parkway and you made a left on Town Loop, so you passed the
So,
McDonald's.
Yeah, that was when she said no to McDonald's the first time.
Okay. So you guys keep on going on Town Loop.
Yeah, but at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. Very early.
So what did you guys do?
Drove towards the school, made a U-turn, came back, tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So where did you,
I
one more
did
time,
give
where
her-
did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because it was still way too early for school. So it was on that stretch of road. I mean, they had the meeting there and the separation, so that left turn where the church is, you could make the U-turn there.
And then after you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute, made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna hang out and wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes, so it didn't sound, outrageous or anything. And that was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror, and she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was
Yeah,
rummaging in her
right.
bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it.
Wished you too, Sandra.
So it looked normal. It looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended
Hi,
up
little
going
lady.
back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Was here when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check. I know she had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay, we don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here, she might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with a new work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
Okay.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was
double check.
here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe after an hour or so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's maybe 10 minutes away, so not long after that. Stopped in and got some juice and
What's the name of the smoke shop?
East Smoke Way.
Okay.
It's just over off of John Young. It's not far from the school.
And then after the smoke shop, what did you do? Okay, for how long?
4:45ish, something like that.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us
Interesting.
both go pick up.
BJ's.
So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was.
Kind of a nerd. He just killed a girl.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire, though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been. Remains to be seen if I'll keep
Do you
my
remember the
thumb
name
down.
of the plaza by any chance?
I don't.
Do you remember like what stores were in this
It was
plaza?
like right before you got to Oak, though, so it was one of those little strips.
Okay. And then
but I did
after
not
that?
make it back in time because of that.
Yeah.
I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but caught every red light on the way. She ended up leaving to pick up Maddie without me. I was about 10 minutes late on her. So I called her and let her know what happened. Apologized profusely because I promised I'd be there with her to go pick her up. Just sat and waited. After that, she had already gone to get her, so I just sat and waited and hung out, straightened up the house a little bit. And that was it. Then we got the call.
What do you mean you got the call?
Got the call from her that had not come out. So we started getting worried. Started making the calls to her family. Be on the lookout. She might be walking to you. That's just when everything sort of started going downhill.
Was it?
Hi, did you
Really inspired by Denise. So good to see you.
Is that them? The Greenville? I'm not sure where Greenville is. I noticed, I'm sorry, I mean, she forgot her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother. So it is not uncommon at all, and in fact, very, very usual thing for her to forget things. She'd forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. And we're forgetful about, writing her about that point. We'll remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say okay, and then it will leave her mind.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she has not been getting her meds a whole lot.
Okay.
So she was really spacey.
Where's mom working at? What changed in her hours that she needs all this thing?
She's training, so it's not a set schedule yet.
Okay.
It's just early this day, late closing training this
So
day.
different hours. Yeah, no, that's
She's training. She's got different hours.
So I came up here. She needed help. I split my time between the two places. I needed a visit. We all needed to be a little happier together. So.
This is a great thing. JYP. Just tell them.
And where's the McDonald's?
Right.
So that doesn't make sense. Right? Because the school's up here?
Am I messing up the streets again?
Yeah, tell them. This one's town center, but town.
We're just trying to figure out your direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there, Hunters Creek.
You said you made a U-turn
Mm-hmm.
at the church to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct?
Yes.
Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said you had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
When we tried to go back to McDonald's a second time, we would have made a left over there instead and just looped around again.
What do you mean?
Just made a circle.
Made a circle how? Can you show me on the map?
So
this
going,
is the
going
McDonald's
back down
right here,
to
right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
Correct. So going back down and then just straight shot back down.
You
again.
would come down this way?
I can't read that. I'm so sorry.
Yep, I'll go.
Where's the McDonald's?
The McDonald's is right here. This is Town Loop. So this is
Okay.
John Young Parkway. If
John
you guys
Young.
are coming
Okay,
up John
this is the
Young.
McDonald's.
And the school's on this corner.
Correct. Somewhere over here.
Mhm.
So we come back out
Lying,
here, there,
right?
and then we
Taco is
can
lying.
take a straight shot back down to the school again there. They connect. Town Loop and Town Center connect.
Right.
So it's
So where did you make the U-turn?
the U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's, and then we drove down to McDonald's here. And
Right, so just so I don't get confused. You're going up John Young Parkway, right? You're going northbound.
originally, yes.
Right. You make a left at the McDonald's.
Yeah, so he's going to go on and on and on about this, right?
How far did you get?
And his story is
before
not
you make
real,
the U-turn?
okay? We know that. It's not.
Okay.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
Yeah.
After this interview, the detective checked out the
So we're
video
trying to get just a good
from the
idea,
security
times,
gate,
all that
and they
stuff.
saw Stern's vehicle leaving with a
So sorry,
female
I'm
wearing
giving
a
my
green
best
sweater in the front
recollections. I'm not a
passenger
morning
seat.
person as it is.
And she was slumped over to her left, which is
All the times
abnormal.
are best guess.
But we know that you go up John Young Parkway, down, that's
Yes.
the road you usually take
Yeah.
to take her. And then you make a left at that McDonald's, right? Which is the
Yeah.
Town Loop.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, John Young Parkway goes northbound and southbound. So you're going northbound into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the Town Loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20 to 8:30-ish, somewhere around that time?
Somewhere in there, yeah. It was early, but not like outrageously early, you know?
So what would you estimate when you made a left at that McDonald's to be?
After I dropped her off?
You're here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here
It
with
was-
her in the
yes,
car.
with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We just
No,
want to
it's okay.
verify the
I'm
times.
sorry I'm not being more help. I'm not a morning person. I was half asleep as it was. I'm trying
The clickers to get where?
to into our neighborhood.
Okay, and you forgot the clicker where?
I had forgotten the clicker here.
So how
Forgot the
did you
clicker.
get in?
I was able to use my parking sticker for them to scan to let me through.
Okay, so
The big ones that I know of.
you don't know her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to, anything
She
like that?
does. She does group chats. She does like voice chatting too on it. Usually with like her cut.
Okay, I'm going to stop that. I will upload the entire interview to the channel, so if you want to listen to it tomorrow, okay? But let's, hold on a minute. Let me, okay, so then after the interview, the detectives checked out the video from the complex security gate, okay? They saw that slumped over person in the female with a green sweater in the front passenger seat. The female was slumped over to the left, which was in an abnormal way, according to the report. And this led detectives to secure the house so that they could get a search warrant. While the search warrant was executed, detectives also executed a search warrant for Stefan Sterns' phone, and Stefan told the detectives that he had accidentally done a factory reset on the device, but detectives did find images that were saved to a Google Drive, and once they got access to the drive, the report says they found over 1,700 photos and videos depicting graphic images of a naked child and also of a child performing S-acts. Yuck. The report said the Google Drive was going back to at least 2019. The report also detailed an interview with a redacted witness who talked to the detectives about the relationship between Sterns and Madeline Soto's mother, where detectives showed the witness one of the pictures in the Google Drive, and the witness became visibly upset. Of course, right? Detectives interviewed Sterns at the sheriff's office on February 28th. They asked about his relationship with Madeline Soto's mother, as well as what were the sleeping arrangements in the household. And the report says Sterns told detectives that he typically shares a bed with Madeline Soto's mother, and Soto and someone else always needed human contact when going to sleep. As the detectives talked about the images on the Google Drive, segue to that, the report says Sterns agreed to having his phone searched and admitted to having a Google Drive. When detectives asked Sterns about the nature of the photos he had saved, Sterns requested an attorney, and he was then arrested. Madeline Soto's body was found in a wooded area off of Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County on March 1st, and a grand jury returned a first-degree murder indictment against Sterns on April 24th. Okay, that's what we have for that now, and that's it, guys. I'm really, I have to go lay down. So thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you all later. God bless and prayers for all. Thank you again. And I'm sorry that I am so tired and hot like this. All right, let me just try to find a way to shut this down.